What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Cjthecheesedj here, and we are back with another top 10 for you guys today. And today we are taking a look at top 10 dinos or creatures to tame after level 70. So guys, without further ado, let's jump straight into the video. If you guys find yourselves enjoying it, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe down below for more. But other than that, guys, let's get into it. Now guys, a lot of these creatures on this list will have saddle requirements over the level of 70, which is obviously why we made the video. So guys, coming in at number 10, we have the Mosasaur. Now this guy, in my opinion, is one of the kings of the deep, and he definitely packs a punch wherever he goes. If you are wanting to explore the ocean, then this guy is your go-to tame. His saddle requirement level is on the cheaper side of things. It's a little bit lower than the other one that will be appearing on the list. 78 is for the basic Mosa saddle, 93 for the platform saddle, and then the Mosasaur tech saddle whenever you can bloody make the thing after you kill the bosses. But this guy does pack a punch, and he is able to deal with most things in the ocean. You can see here we are getting attacked by an alpha megalodon, but we aren't taking any damage from him because we have creative mode activated. But I guarantee you, your Mosasaur will more than be able to deal with the alpha megalodon. This guy has, you can see there, 19k health, so he's definitely not going to struggle to kill this thing. Over 2,000 weight. These guys can be used as portable bases underwater. They definitely are not lacking in the stats department, and you can easily go for meat runs with this guy to get some raw fish meat to feed your babies. Like, look at that. 500 raw fish meat just from a single mantis is pretty crazy. So these guys are absolutely awesome, and they do have the tech saddles as well. So if you do try to hit a base up underwater, you can bring a Mosasaur tech saddle to try and soak some of their turrets and try and shoot out their turrets as well using the tech bullets. So guys, let's move on to number 9. Now guys, coming in at number 9, we have the Basilisk. The Basilisk is one of, I would say, one of the most annoying and toughest creatures to tame, but his saddle level requirement is pretty high up there, hence why he's on the list. You can see here, he does have a saddle requirement level of 85. His saddle itself isn't that expensive to make, and you can easily make it for him as well. But this guy packs a punch wherever he goes. He is one of the faster land mounts, and he's able to scale over pretty much most things he comes into contact with. He's able to scale up mountains really well. You can see here that he's pretty much just straight up moving over the top of these rocks. I want to test something. Can the raptor pull us off a basilisk? He does have a pretty large turning range, but he also has a few other extra abilities. Okay, that raptor has gone somewhere. So he has the ability to fire pretty much a poison spitball that does torpor damage over time. Yeah, I want to see if he can get us off the basilisk. I didn't think he could. But this guy is also one of the hardest hitters in the game, in my opinion, as well. And that poison spit attack that you just saw there is definitely worth it. Now, as well as that, you can also bury underground with this guy and move with him, which is a pretty unique ability in itself, to be honest. It's pretty cool that you have the ability to do that. Do be careful of your oxygen level though, however, because that will be affected by being underground with the Basilisk. But you can utilize this to sneak up on enemy dinos if you really want to, enemy bases. Although do be careful because, you know, sort of the grey dust cloud kind of gives away that you're underground. But guys, the Basilisk definitely deserves its number 9 spot, and this guy has incredible weight. Look at that, 4k weight almost. This guy's nuts for carrying goods and stuff like that across map. And like I said, he is relatively fast, and he will be able to put up a fight against pretty much everything aside from Gigas. Now guys, coming in at number 8, we have the Quetz. Now the Quetz is a definite tame that you want in your arsenal. This guy is great for going around picking up tames that you're trying to get and dropping them off wherever you want. Mammoths, for example, you know, any of those large sort of dinos that the RG can't carry, like stegos and stuff like that, the Quetzal has the ability to carry them. Now you can drop them at your taming pen, or you can just drop them wherever you want. But you can also use this guy to ferry goods across the map and use him to harvest resources. Not use him to harvest resources, but other dinos. Now the Quetz saddle is once again on the lower side of things at 76 for the regular, but 97 for the platform saddle. Now you can also build a base on the back of this dude if you so choose to, which, don't get me wrong, is a great idea, but in PvP you kind of want to avoid that, because unless you're playing hidden and build right up at the top of the box, you're going to get found pretty soon and your Quetz will die. But these guys are pretty amazing. Like I said, they have really high weight, and you can bump that up, really solid amounts of health, and their melee damage is surprisingly decent. I remember back in the day you could actually take on alphas and whatnot with your Quetzal and really take him out because of the knockback attack. You can see here, this poor Pachyrhino couldn't get an attack into us because we were just constantly knocking it back. Now you can also attack while being on the ground as well, which is pretty useful to have, and you can see the knockback that effect has on the Parasaur. You can utilize that to kill Alpha Raptors and Alpha Carnos. Alpha Rexes I'm not too sure about, but it is a possibility. So guys, definitely get yourselves a Quetzal if you're over level 70. But guys, let's move on to the next creature. Now guys, coming in at number 7, we have the Spino. Now you guys know I love my Spinos, and they're one of the best tames in all of Ark. Now not only do they get the water buff, they have the ability to go bipedal, spin around on the spot and attack whatever it is that is attacking them. They have the extra movement speed while in the quadrupedal form, and they're just great swimmers as well, so they can easily go into the oceans of Ark and put up a fight against most things in there. Now, the only downside is that I don't believe you can use their bipedal attack. Now, these guys have a saddle level requirement of, I believe, around the 70 mark off the top of my head. There we go. There, you can see level 71. But these guys are well worth taming up. They pack a punch wherever they go, and you can easily breed these guys up to have insane stats, able to take on bosses and whatnot. These guys are pretty incredible. Not really going to say much more about the Spinos. You guys know what they do. So let's move on to number 6. Now guys, coming in at number 6, we have the Giga. The Giga is undoubtedly one of the strongest creatures in all of Ark, and he is able to literally destroy most things on an initial contact. Now, this guy has a saddle level requirement of 96, so you will need to be high up there in order to get this guy's saddle, but he is well worth it. Now, the reason why he's not on the list is because, not higher up on the list, is because there are other tames up there that deserve the spot more so than the Giga. Most people know to tame the Giga when they have his saddle level requirement. As well as that, his stamina is a little bit on the lacking side, and I believe there are slightly better options that fill the Giga's role further on the list. So guys, let's move on to those options because you guys pretty much know everything there is to know about the Giga. Now guys, coming in at number 5, we have the Rock Elemental. This guy is a great tame to have after level 70, even before level 70 if you're able to get one of his saddles from a drop or something like that. This guy will be one of your go-to soakers for soaking bases that have normal auto turrets and the heavy turrets. These guys are kings at soaking those turrets. Try and stay away from tech turrets, otherwise you will get shredded by them, and the Rock Elemental is not built for soaking tech turrets. But this guy does have a saddle level requirement of 70, so he is the perfect candidate for when you reach that level 70 to tame up straight away, and I would definitely recommend using him. Not only can you use him as a defense dino as well, just be careful of leaving him out in the open, otherwise people will target him using bazookas and kill him, but you can also disguise him as a rock for around the base sort of thing, just to pop up if you do get ambushed or anything like that, and he does blend in rather well. Now obviously people will see him if they get a bit too close to him, but you can still use him as a base defense dino by using him in turret mode and having him set to aggressive. But like I said, do be careful of leaving him out in the open, otherwise people will just bazooka him and he will die. So guys, let's move on to number 4. Now guys, coming in at number 4, we have the Uranus. Now, I would definitely recommend getting yourselves one of these big boys after level 70. You probably won't need him before level 70. I mean, don't get me wrong, you can use him before level 70, you just won't be able to ride him without the saddle. Now, this guy is absolutely detrimental to taking on bosses. You will definitely want to bring this guy along with you when you take him out because he provides a buff to all of your minions as well as a debuff to any spawned in minions that the boss summons in. So you need to be level 80 in order to craft the UD saddle. So make sure you're at that level before you go about taming one of them because their real use is in the courage roar and the debuff roar. It makes a really big effect when attacking bosses, and it definitely helps your dinos deal with them as well because, like I said, they get that courage buff, which increases their damage output as well as their damage resistance. So I'd heavily recommend getting yourselves a UD, especially for the boss fights, but you won't really need this guy before level 70. So guys, the UD comes in at number 4 on the list. Now guys, coming in at number 3, we have the Rock Drake. The Rock Drake is definitely one of those tames you will want to get. Like, hands down, these guys are amazing. I love them. They are technically one of the fastest flyers in the game, if you count their gliding ability as a flying ability. But I guarantee you these guys can outfly wyverns and whatnot, because of their glide ability. It is faster than the wyverns. But guys, these guys are incredible. Now, in order to make a saddle for these guys, I believe their saddle requirement is level 75. We'll double check real quick. There you go. There you can see level 75 for the Rock Drake. But these guys are found in the Aberration Trench, and that can put up a bit of a fight. So you will want to be prepared for it with a bunch of Spinos or Carcanuses or whatever it is that you take down to the Rock Drake Trench yourself. But these guys definitely pay for themselves twice over. They have the ability to pretty much scale the map in incredible time, as well as that they do pack a punch with whatever it is that they attack. They do have the glide bomb attack ability, I guess you could call it, where they do that dash onto a structure. They also have the ability to scale walls and structures as well and stick to it. And then if you are using these guys on Aberration, they will sense when Reaper Queens or Reapers in general are nearby by extending their feathers, and they have the ability to cloak themselves, which makes them invisible to wild dinos. And these guys are incredible swimmers, so you can take them for a little bit of a swim and avoid most of the creatures down there due to their invisibility. So guys, that's why the Rock Drakes come in at number 3 on the list. Now guys, coming in at number 2, we have Reaper Kings. These guys are awesome mounts to have, and they fill pretty much a lot of roles. They can act as soakers, they can act as tanks, they can act as damage dealers, you name it. The versatility of these guys is endless, and they are really good for pretty much whatever task you put them against. Now, this guy that we're riding is only a level 12, so he isn't that powerful, but he is still able to contend with most creatures on the arc at the moment, and their health is pretty amazing, hence why you can use them as soakers, as well as that they do take the reduced damage while light pets aren't available or like triggered, while there's no glow thing going on. So that is another bonus, hence why you can use these guys as soakers and damage dealers. These guys can easily go toe to toe with gigas and whatnot. Just do be careful if your opponent pulls out a light pet, because that is when these guys will start to take damage. Or plant species Z seeds as well, the ones that explodes in like flashbangs. Be careful of those, because like I said, they will do glow damage to your Reaper King, and that will allow your opponent to deal a crap ton more damage to your Reaper. And this mist and rain has all settled in at once, which is absolutely amazing and makes for a great video. So guys, the Reaper Kings come in at number 2 on the list. Let's find out what's at number 1. Now guys, finally, the creature coming in at number 1. My opinion, hands down, the best underwater creature you can tame is the Cjthecheesedj. This guy is an absolute monster, and I mean an absolute monster. He has the ability to grab mosasaurs. That's what he thinks about mosasaurs. He's like, these pesky little whales, I'm going to grab them and eat them. So these guys are great. They fulfill all underwater roles. They've got a huge amount of health. They can act as soakers. They can act as damage dealers. They've got colossal weight on them. These guys are just absolutely incredible for damage dealing, and I would definitely recommend getting one of these guys if you are over the level of 70 and haven't got one already. Now, you guys may disagree with this one being at the number 1 spot. That's entirely your opinion. Like I said, this is based on my opinion. If you guys do disagree with this spot, let me know in the comments what you think should be at number 1, if it's either any of these creatures on the list or whether it's something completely different. But to ride the Tuso, you need to be level 91, which is a very high level, and it is higher than the mosasaur, which is why this guy is placed higher than the mosasaur. As well as that, his ability to pretty much grab mosasaurs kind of outweighs the usefulness of the mosasaurs. So this guy is absolutely incredible, and I would definitely recommend taming these guys up if you haven't already got one. But guys, that's going to wrap up the video today. So let me know what you thought of it down below in the comments. Let me know whether or not you agreed with my choices. Let me know if there was anything you enjoyed about the video. But guys, other than that, thanks very much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe down below for more. But other than that, guys, I will catch you in the next one. Got this soda.